My name is Adam,
My name is Devin.
and this is our real life first online solution product. So, in the United States, there are approximately 100 stadiums with 50,000 people capacity or more. And on weekends, um, there's college football games, NFL games, and when those games happen, millions of people come to watch the events live. And in football, the first down line is integral to the entire game. And when you're watching live, there is no first down line. And without actually seeing that first down line, it's difficult for players to play the game, and it's actually difficult for fans to watch the game. We have surveyed several people and gotten consistent feedback that it's hard to follow the game without the first down line, and there are elements of confusion. When I was at a football game recently, I overheard a lot of people surrounding me saying how difficult it was to follow the game compared to when they were watching at home.
The other solutions that were put in place to solve this problem that are still used today, actually. One being the chain and marker system, which marks the first down and the amount of yards they have to go being 10 yards away. This is flawed because it's not very visible for everyone at the stadium, and even those at home have trouble when watching on TV, having to be trying to find the first down marker and find how far they need to go and how it's a flawed system. The Once they had another solution to solve half of the problem, being a virtual first down line. That first down line, however, is only superimposed for those watching at home, which doesn't solve the problem for the millions of people that go to the games, which is what we want to solve.
So our solution it needs to be adaptable with the game, and the main thing is that the first down line is visible for players, fans, and coaches, and it also needs to be accurate.
We came up with five different possible solutions to solve this problem with a criteria to basically solve the visibility of it. It needs to be movable, has to be safe for the players and for the people at the game. The cost effectiveness, the accuracy, and many other criteria for it, and ranking them based on how viable they would be to the game and to the different criteria that we have. The solution that came out on top, in our opinion at least, was the digital field.
And that was compared to the laser, physical line, augmented reality, and light projection.
So we brainstormed with the digital field to come up with to come up with the solution to actually make the product and how it should look, how it should feel, and how to cut down on the cost efficiency, which was the biggest problem with the digital field. While brainstorming, which this is our first attempt at brainstorming, we were able to come up with this solution, this design, which shows it will be lights that are under a clear turf-like field made with a special type of foam to be able to handle all the heavy equipment and hard hits that it will take to support the players and everyone above the turf, as well as having plastic shreds to mimic the turf and turf and grass to have the same feel as it, but still being clear enough for the light to shine through.
So the referees will be able to control the location of the lighting, at least for the first down line solution, with a remote. And an extension of this solution is that the lighting system could be made to do anything it wants. The lights can be programmed to light up in certain locations. For example, create a soccer field rather than a football field. So our parts include, for our prototype product, include the LED light strips, which would go underneath, and then foam, and then the plastic shreds that would go on top. And later we would program a circuit board with an Arduino and the light strips so that we can individually control the light bulbs.
At first, our original market was going to be the NFL and football stadium as a whole, but brainstorming and researching for our product and realizing that we can make our field into much more than just a football field with the programming, as we had already stated. We can turn it into many different types of fields through programming the lights to shine and make the different to cover the lines for different field events, like the soccer games, like field hockey, lacrosse, any other type of game that is produced on the field. So the soon-to-be market for our product would be multi-purpose fields and college stadiums as well, since they mostly use the same field for almost all of their field events.
And our unexplored market would be local stadiums, or not necessarily local, but smaller stadiums it's a much bigger cost for them to implement our solution compared to stadiums like the Citrus Bowl that have money that could implement it, which would be effective it would be effective if they took up our solution.
So our Blue Ocean strategy to get this out into the open is to first create a donated field, to be able to have someone there that is trained and knows how to program the field, and be able to showcase how it works by letting other young athletes and teams come out and play some games on the field, where the field would constantly be changing, or there would usually be problems with knowing where the ball has to be for any type of game. So that would be creating the first down line for football, creating the free kick spot for soccer, any other type of field that can be made through our digital field.
So it's basically advertising at the local scale so that the idea is put out there, and then it spreads to obviously first the NFL and those larger dual sport stadiums that can afford the solution. And although it's not cheap, it would bring more people who are not necessarily fond of following the game. It would make the game easier to follow for everyone, and our solution in its intention would eliminate the first down line problems. These are our sources for research, and these are our sources for images. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Thank you very much.